So please tell me about what you did, a little bit about what you did this semester regarding using group work.
Well, the group work that we did for our residents. So this is the term eight resident students, um, and this is secondary. We we are we have a goal to increase teaming and teamwork, and it's not easy in secondary because teachers in secondary are used to working in isolation in their own subject area. So we're trying to encourage cross-curricular collaboration and cooperation. And so we tried these things, and this is what I did. I put my students into cross-curricular groups. However, I let them choose their groups within the class. So they made up their own group. And I asked them not to do traditional groupings such as English history and then math science, which is what they usually go to. I wanted them to put some math with history and some science with English and so forth. And they did. They did a really good job of doing that. And we asked them, one of the assignments in the class, that's SED 478 and 578, we asked them to create a lesson plan that is cross-curricular. So they worked as a group doing that. And so what I did was I had them then go into their Zoom rooms with those groups and work together a little bit in class. And then I asked them to meet outside and to use Zoom to do that, or some other tool, but to do it online, and because we're all online right now. And so they did do that. And it was very interesting. I had so many students say, wow, I never thought about this. I never thought that math would be helpful with history. And you think about population growth, you think about a war and how many people were injured or killed or whatever, and it's all math. And they do charts and graphs and cells and all kinds of things. So the math students were able to really help the history students look at history in a different way. Same thing with science. They were doing science fiction in English with science. And then they were bringing the science into the science fiction, and they were getting some very innovative lessons that they were even shocked at, that they were able to do this. And they would send me emails all the time, or talk to me during our sessions that we met. I never thought this would happen. I'm so excited, and I didn't know high school could be like this. And they really got a different picture of high school, and it also translated to their lead teachers, their mentor teachers. And the lead teachers started looking at things differently. So I think it really, really worked. And I think it got them thinking and changed how they were thinking a bit. So, and then at the end, we had 30 students in the class, and it wasn't possible for them all to present their lessons, or even for the groups to present their lessons to everybody. It just wouldn't have worked. So what we ended up doing was, I just randomly assigned them into groups, into their Zoom rooms, their meeting rooms. And then I think I had four. I put 4 or 5 in a meeting room, and then they just took turns presenting their lessons. And thankfully, it turned out, I was very lucky that most of the ones in the rooms were not the same in the same group. So it turned out perfectly. So it was almost, it was like a jigsaw kind of thing, only it was on Zoom, and it worked really well. And they really enjoyed the presentations, and they enjoyed hearing what other people were doing too, and got more ideas. But they didn't have to listen to all of them.
That's fantastic.
It worked out really well.
That's wonderful. So you talked a little bit about the student response. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to that in terms of the student response to the group work and their experience this semester and other semesters as well?
Well, they really did like working together, and they did really like the cross-curricular idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which gives me hope for the next education workforce, where they're trying to get groups and teams. And some of the high schools are working on freshman house so that they do team together and work together. But it gave them a All of the students said to me it gave us a picture of what it would be like if a high school did this,
Hmm.
where we maybe took one grade level and went all together and then worked together to come out with some fun and innovative ideas for lessons. So I really do believe it changed their thinking.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing this today and giving me the chance to learn a little bit about what you're doing in the class.
Thank you, Meredith.